So day one of practice in the books. We got Zach's thoughts. You were out there yesterday as well, Jason. Anything that we didn't hit on that caught your eye at all?
No, Zach pretty well covered it.
Yeah.
I was curious, like everyone else, the order, 2 11-on-11s.
Right.
And Kenny went first. Dillon went second. Shedeur went third. And Joe didn't go at all, which isn't really that much of a surprise. Kevin said the order, he said might, and then he said will change today. So we'll see what the order is today when we get out there. But, I mean, I don't care about throwing against air. I don't know why. I don't care.
Yeah.
I care about the 11-on-11 reps. And I thought Dillon had a good throw that we saw, a great throw downfield. Shedeur had a nice throw that I saw. The thing with Dillon, it's constant. Everything's moving because of his size.
Yeah.
It's all boots, rollouts, moving the pocket. Like you can't stand in the pocket.
Yeah, right.
You can't just stand back there and let them pick teams apart. That's not how it's going to work. So that little wrinkle is fascinating to me because that's not the case with the other guys. Kenny's athletic; he can move. Shedeur obviously can move. Dillon can move, or Dillon has to move.
Yeah.
But Flacco can stand in the pocket. So depending on who the quarterback is, will predicate, I think, a lot of how they try and run this.
Which is part of the reason why, as we talked about earlier with Zach, you want to make that decision as soon as possible because you're going to.
It is different styles.
Right. You're going to have to run the offense differently if
Yeah.
you're Kevin Stefanski based on who the quarterback is.
Not to mention Dillon's left-handed and the others are right-handed. And I don't expect Dillon Gabriel to be the week one starter. But I'm just saying.
Sure, but
there are drastic differences. These aren't four guys cut from the same cloth. They're very different styles.
You still think Kenny Pickett's going to be the week one starter?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I want to make this clear.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating that Kenny's this great quarterback.
I understand
we
that.
understand that.
We
that
understand
was Garrett that did.
I can't make it any.
Take it the way they want. There's nothing you can do
I
about
can't
it.
make it any clearer.
I know you've made it clear. I don't agree with you, but I understand what you're saying.
I agree. I think Joe Flacco is the best quarterback on this roster. I don't think he's starting week one though.
So we're not trying to win.
I don't see the point in playing a 40-year-old quarterback. I don't understand.
Well,
the logic
because
behind
to
that.
win games.
They want to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So you're going to go.
What
you're going to win 6 games instead of 5 games.
Hello. You play to win.
I get it. But you also have to play with a long-term focus on who's the quarterback.
So we should go get Arch Manning and Nick Saban?
I mean, we'll talk about that later.
Well, to me, playing Kenny Pickett is a waste of time also because he's not any good, and I would rather see the rookies play.
I would rather see the rookies play as well. I would.
But they may not be ready to go.
For week one, I'm talking week one. Yeah, I think Kenny's going to be the starter for week one. Doesn't mean he's going to be the starter in week 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah.
But for week one, yeah. And by the way, he's been first on all of the first team reps.
Yeah.
So I guess Joe took some during OTAs.
Yeah.
They flip-flop back and forth. But like first day, first rep, OTAs, it was Kenny. First day, first rep, yesterday, it was Kenny. Why is this such a shock to say that? I don't understand why people are so appalled to think Kenny's going to start.
Because I think most people think he stinks, and what are they doing here?
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
But they don't think he does.
Okay, well, they're usually wrong.
What do you think? You got to watch him. What do you think of Kenneth Pickett?
I think Joe Flacco's better.
Okay.
And I think Kenny's going to start. That's it. Yeah, I think Joe's the best quarterback I've seen.
Okay.
In the camps.
So basically, what you're saying is, if Kenny Pickett starts, the Browns are telling everybody that they don't really want to win.
Winning is not priority.
No, I think they feel like they can compete with Kenny. I think they feel like they can, and he's a lot younger.
What you're saying makes absolutely no sense.
Why?
Because if Joe Flacco is head and shoulders better than everybody, you're going to try to tell me that you're going to get rid of Joe Flacco, or not even get rid of. You're not going to play Joe Flacco. You're going to play Kenny Pickett when Joe is clearly the better quarterback. But you're going to tell me that you want to win games, but you don't want to play the best guy.
If NFL teams
makes no sense.
If NFL teams valued my opinion, I'd be working for NFL teams. They don't care what I think.
Well, you don't want to work that hard.
Well, that's true too. When I stand there. And from where I'm standing, when I'm watching, Joe's got the best arm. He's got the best feel for the offense. Yeah, I think he's the best quarterback. But I also think he's 40 years old at the end of his career. And they're not going to say this, but they know they're not going anywhere this season. They know it. So they would rather play.
You don't know it.
No, they do.
You don't.
They would rather play the younger kid and see if you strike lightning. I don't think that they will.
What if they did? Let's say Kenneth Pickett goes out there.
Is the next Samuel Darnold.
No, let's say he go out there and he throw for 5,500 yards and
chance.
40 touchdowns. Are they going to sign him long term?
Probably.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they might.
With what money?
5,500 yards
With what
and 40
money?
touchdowns?
With what
They
money?
will.
With
They
what
will.
money?
They will.
There is no way.
Guys, first of all, there's zero chance that that's happening. So there was no point in discussing.
With what money is all I want to know.
It does. You
It gets-
find a way.
It gets easier.
Yeah.
The closer you get to the end of Deshaun, it gets easier.
When is he off the books?
When is
After
he,
next year?
I mean, they've kicked so much dead money.
That's what
down
I'm
the
saying.
road.
Like, when is he off the
They,
books?
they keep kicking the can down the road. He's
right,
on the
but
books
it's
beyond
not a
next year.
significant hit after I think the end of next
No,
year.
because they keep kicking it down the road. He's
Yeah.
he's on the books. I don't know. I'd have to look at
Probably
it.
for
It's
3-4 more years.
It's for the next couple of years.
Yeah, but listen, Kenny Pickett's not going to do that. He's barely going to play, even if he does. Even if Jason's right and he starts, I can't imagine it would be for too long.
I would agree with that.
But
like,
I don't believe in any way that he is a starting NFL quarterback.
Dang.
I know he's young. He hasn't played that much. I don't care.
by the way, nobody wanted Joe Flacco either. He sat out there for a month
Yeah.
in free agency,
I-
and no teams came calling for him.
And yet he's the best quarterback on this roster.
What does that tell you about the state of the quarter? And that's just my opinion.
by the
Like,
way, if they really
You know what?
believe-
I'm gonna see it on Tuesday because I'm going.
good.
You know,
Hopefully they let Joe throw.
The
Well,
Browns, the Browns made 3 moves, essentially 3 quarterback moves. Well, really 4 after trading for Kenny Pickett. They signed Flacco, that's 1, but 3. They made 3 long-term moves potentially. They drafted Dillon Gabriel, they drafted Shedeur Sanders, but first they traded down
yeah.
to get a pick for a quarterback potentially next
Yeah.
year. So I just don't buy that they think if they really thought there was a legitimate shot that Kenny Pickett could be the last long-term option, would they have done all of those things? They obviously can't think it's more than a long shot.
Of
here.
course.
Yeah.
I keep saying the next future quarterback of the Browns isn't on the team yet. He's in the draft. He's in next year's draft. That's how they're viewing this right now, and it's on Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to change their mind. I'm not even including Kenny Pickett in that.
Yeah. Well, they were really stupid. If that's the case, and it probably is, then they were really stupid to draft 2 quarterbacks.
Why? Take a shot.
Well, you have
Take a shot.
a lot of holes.
Well, due to the fact that you wasted a 3rd round pick on a guy that's never going to play, that's a very valuable spot.
I agree with
So,
that.
yeah.
I agree with
the
that.
Shedeur thing is a 5th round doesn't matter.
Yeah, the 5th round thing, whatever. But the
but, I
3rd
mean,
round pick, yeah,
But
those guys can
G
be
was
players.
screaming draft 2, draft 2. Well, they did
Everybody
draft
said
2.
draft 2.
But now we're going to kill him for drafting 2 and
I
call it
ain't
a waste
said
of a
nothing.
pick?
But if you call it, if they're a wasted pick, why did you do that? If you knew going into in your heart of hearts, when you made that trade for that next round pick, you essentially said to yourself, "We done with any of these quarterbacks. We don't think none of them is the long-term answer." Fair?
Yeah,
Okay. So with that being said, why even waste the pick on a quarterback?
because I still think you want to take the year to take a look at guys, and maybe you strike
What
lightning.
difference does it make? You get one next year anyway.
Well, no, if one of these-
and we did a whole exercise saying that this is not enough time to evaluate a quarterback.
I agree. So now imagine if we sat here and they didn't take 1 quarterback in the
Yeah.
draft.
They better have
People
to-
would be losing
they
their
better have
minds.
took a wide receiver.
And by the way, even though they have 2 first-round picks, and even though we think they're going to be bad, we don't know for sure they're going to have the opportunity to draft a good quarterback next year.
Oh,
There's-
7 and 10, huh?
Tyvus, they could go 5 and 12 and end up with the 4th pick, and there might be 2 quarterbacks, and the top 2 teams might be quarterbacks.
all of quarterbacks out here in this draft supposed to be like a record year.
If they go 5 and 12, they will be in position to get a quarterback. It may not be their number 1 choice, but they will be in position to get a quarterback.
Again, probably, but not 100%. And so you don't know.
I'll probably make it safely to Browns, but I could watch
that's not-
Netflix and get crushed by a truck.
We don't know how many.
You can't watch. It's only a
If the
15
Browns
minute
get,
ride.
so if you're getting your 3rd option at quarterback next year, that's not great. You don't know that guy's going to be any good.
Okay, but
Most years, there's 2 good quarterbacks. That's the number. 2 and a half.
If they win 5 games next year, they're going to be in position to draft. a
Giants
quarterback.
won 5 games. They took Jackson Dart.
Because the quarterback class sucked.
Well, we don't know it's going to be good next
right.
year. We
Okay.
keep saying this. You're just assuming it's going to be good. It might
Well,
be.
I can't remember the last time there was shit quarterback classes in back-to-back years.
I'm just saying, but it could be a good quarterback.
It's never been a year where it's been 6 good quarterbacks in first
It
and
might
one
only be
round.
two.
All right, then what? Then again, what is your solution? What is your solution?
My solution is to play.
No. I want to hear from
Oh.
you. What is your solution to finding a franchise quarterback?
You got to get it through the draft. I'm just saying it's not going to.
That's what I've been saying for 6 months.
But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just you're making it seem like it's a short thing. They're going to be able to get it next year.
I never said it's a sure thing. I said it's a calculated risk, but it's the best chance.
I agree.
Everything is a calculated
Yes.
risk. You have to take the best chance. This is their best chance to find
I
it.
agree, but the point was, Tyvus said, well, what was the point of drafting him if you don't have time to evaluate? But there may be a scenario where one of these rookies looks pretty good, and if you have the opportunity to draft a top quarterback next year, you're going to do it. But you could be in a scenario, it may not be that likely, but you could be in a scenario where one of them looks pretty good, and you only have access to the third best quarterback in next year's draft. And you know what? Maybe Shedeur Sanders or maybe Dillon Gabriel showed me enough that I'd rather move forward with them than the third best quarterback.
You know why you
in the
take
draft.
two? Because Kyle Shanahan told his owner in the middle of training camp of Brock Purdy's rookie year, that kid's the best quarterback we've got.
Yeah.
And they knew it right away. And that's why you do it. You roll the dice, you take a chance. I mean, do you want to take him another crappy receiver in the third round who's going to get cut in 2 years? That's been their history with third-round receivers. So take the chance.
Man, we keep missing on quarterbacks, but they keep swinging. So
I
why
know,
not
'cause it's
keep
the
swinging at wide receiver?
Because quarterback is the most important position, and you're not going anywhere until you get one.
Okay.
Yeah, and listen, just because we may not like Dillon Gabriel or whatever, or you may not think he's good, or I may not.
They obviously they think he's very good.
I ain't never one time ever said
Okay, whatever. whoever.
That's
a lot of
Garrett.
people don't think he's really good.
They think he's very good.
You know, we'll see. Now,
I said the dude was a baller at Oregon.
Their track record of what they think is good has not really been good.
If he's 4 inches taller, he's a first-round pick. I do.
Well, but
believe
he's
that.
not.
I
That
know
doesn't
he's
matter.
not.
So,
but I'm saying, he's got everything but the height. Now, that's a really important thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's not a lot of successful short quarterbacks.
I'm just telling you why
we'll
they
see.
like him. They like him.
I hear you, but again, it's hard to have faith in them because most of what they've done has gone wrong in terms of picking players.
I guess my whole issue with the whole thing with what you're saying is it literally goes back to the conversation that we had, I believe, last year or maybe this year. I can't remember when we had it, but it's about the mentality and the culture.
Yeah.
They are pretty much losers at heart. Like that's what it is. Like we've been losing for many, many years, and naturally we just losers. And you're about to go get the franchise quarterback and bring him and drop him into the locker room of guys who have a loser's mentality. It's not. He's going to become a loser.
No,
like
I
that.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Well, what have we seen?
What
have we seen with Joe Burrow? The Bengals were losers.
Joe Burrow is, first of all,
Well, if you have a special
Joe
guy-
Burrow was a former Buckeye, and you know what we Buckeyes do. You know, we go to franchises and we just change things. With that being said,
You're right.
he
You
was
went down with you
different.
and
That's
changed it.
that's special.
Well, but that's what we're talking about. Hopefully, the Browns getting at some point. No.
I got to see the quarterbacks this
Yeah.
year. I got to see. I need this college year to play out because
You don't see it with any of these quarterbacks.
no. Every quarterback I look at is who you give me a name.
I don't.
Give me a name,
I don't
Jason.
know. I have no clue.
Give me a name. Arch Manning. He hasn't played. He played 2 games against the worst 2 teams on the Texas schedule last year. Garrett Nussmeier throws interceptions. Drew Aller talk about he trying to dirt a ball and he throws a game-winning or game-losing interception. Like, who you gonna tell me? Like, what? Who?
The only
Kane Klubnik played good in the second
Tyvus,
half
the
of the
only thing I'll
season.
say to that, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we just talked about Joe Burrow, right? The year before the Bengals drafted him, he wasn't going to be the first pick in the draft.
No, that's why he went back for another year.
Right.
And look what happened.
And look how much better he was. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
This is what, but this is the thing. This is what I love you and I respect you.
Yeah.
Stop comparing everybody to Joe Burrow.
Okay, fair
Joe
enough.
Burrow is one of one.
You're right. You're
Like
right.
that's a totally different dude.
My point is, you're right. That's fair.
But he's not the only one whose stock drastically changed.
Right.
in
His
1 year.
stock. Some of these guys. You're right. As of now, it doesn't look like there's a clear guy.
But the guys who evaluate this for a living, the guys who do get paid for this, see these quarterbacks as better than the ones that came out last year. Now, 6 months from now, you might be right. 6 months from now, it could be trash again.
So my whole thing is, say they are trash again. What was the point?
They're screwed. They're
So why not win the games now? I'm not about to go out. I
Because
am
they don't have
not
the
going out there risking my life every Sunday because you don't care and you want us to lose.
They don't have
I'm not doing that.
They don't have the talent to win the games now.
But they have.
As a player, Jason, I am not.
the coaches
you
wanna
putting
win.
my life at risk for this.
Yes.
To be a loser,
Jason,
like you
you're
set me up
looking
to
at-
fail.
I'm looking at it from a GM's
If
perspective.
that's the case, everybody on the Browns should
but
request
you're-
a trade.
but Titus
That's
is
what I
right. In the
feel.
Of course
beginning of
he's
the year,
right.
I'd request a trade.
Of course he's right.
You play to win. The
Of
coaches
course.
want to win. The
Yes.
players want to win.
Yes.
They're Tyvus is right. If they don't play Joe Flacco, unless one of the rookies just explodes on the scene, if they don't play Joe Flacco, it's a disservice to a Joel Bitonio who essentially came out of retirement to play one more season, and Myles Garrett, who was sick of all this shit here.
Myles Garrett knew what he was signing up for
I
when he
hear
took
ya,
the extension.
but
Joel knew what he was walking into, and he came back.
You got to try to win. At the beginning of the year, you try your best to win.
From a player's
That's-
perspective,
yes.
I know exactly what you're saying, and
so-
I agree with you.
Yes, when the Giants won their last game that cost them the first-round pick, and fans ripped other fans for saying they should have lost, that's wrong. At that point, I get it. But in the beginning of the year, every team owes it to their fan base. Every team owes it to the players, and the coaches want to win. Nobody wants to lose.
Of course. Yes.
That's
of course.
it. And
They
but
go out
right,
there-
there's a loser
They go out there
mentality
and take
here.
all they want, and then Kevin get fired, and then they gonna be like, then you're gonna be looking crazy.
I'm just telling you, I've talked to executives in all three sports who talk about sometimes you got to lose to win. They all look at it that way. Not every
But the Browns
executive.
have lost
I want to
and-
be clear.
Yeah.
Not every executive looks at it that way. There are executives in every sport
too many
that looks at it
variables.
that way. Sometimes you have to lose
Okay,
in
go
order
on.
to eventually win.
I've
Now,
been
it's
down
not-
on the Guardians, but they don't do that.
They don't. That's
many
what I'm saying.
variables.
It's not every executive and it's not lost on me either that the Steelers and the Browns are in very similar situations right now. And the Steelers are like, give us the 41-year-old quarterback and we're going to go and we don't care about finding the
right.
quarterback of the future. And they have a much different culture than what the Browns have here.
The Steelers and the Ravens don't do that, and they I mean,
Well, the Ravens had Flacco and then they drafted Lamar.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
they went right from one to the other. The Packers
fair.
are the same way. They go
All
from one
I'm
to the
saying
other.
is, you go out there and lose them games if you want to. You playing a dangerous game because you get fired, you won't get paid, and they can always get rid of you. So
Browns have been losing
it's
for
a
30
very
years.
dangerous game.
It hasn't led to much.
I'm
Or
just
you can
telling
go- or
you,
you can
you
go-
trade requests, all that can happen.
Or you can-
this whole team could be, all the pillars could be gone.
The Browns went winless and they extended the coach. True story. They didn't win a game and they gave the coach an extension.
And then what happened?
Then they fired him.
Jimmy Haslam's a numbnut.
Like I said, it's too many variables.
I hear you. You and I
You telling
actually,
me I'm gonna go out there? Let's go 0-17, and then you're gonna preach to me that you know what? We're building a winning culture
No.
around here.
No.
Really?
You and I actually.
Oh,
think
really?
We agree more than you think we do. I agree with everything you said. Everything you said. But I also know
I understand what you're saying. The only way we got a chance to get out of this is getting a franchise quarterback,
Yeah.
and it's through the draft. I get all that.
Yeah.
My thing is, you could get that guy. It's not just one. It could be the sixth.
true.
It could be the fifth best guy. It could be the sixth best guy. If your coaching is worth anything and you're good at developing players, you should be able to get the best out of them. You just needed to be a first round talent. You should be able to groom that first round talent. That's just how I feel. But you know what? Coaching is different nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, we get paid enough and we just try to just live off the players. We don't really do too much to coach players up and develop people anymore. So that's another story. I'm old school.
And to your point, I won't bring up Joe Burrow. I'll bring everybody else up as an example. If you look at all the other top quarterbacks in the league, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, right? Those are 6 of the best quarterbacks in the league, correct? Mm-hmm. I don't think any of them were the first quarterback taken in their draft.
they were not. Which is why all I keep saying is the Browns will be in
Joe
position.
Burrow was.
He didn't
I'm
mention
saying
Burrow.
I left out
you
Burrow.
left out Burrow.
Left out Burrow. The those
Allen,
other
Jackson, Stroud, Mahomes,
6, Hurts, and Daniels.
Yeah, definitely. None of them
None
were
of
the
them were
top.
the first quarterback taken in their draft. And that's 6 of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Which is why I keep saying the Browns will be in position
Probably.
to attempt
Yes.
to try once again
Yes.
to find a franchise quarterback. That's all. I'm not saying
Right.
they're going to get it right. I'm not saying they're going to get the
Certainly
number
not.
one pick. I'm not saying they're going to get it right. I'm saying all they can do now is try and put themselves in position to solve this problem.
Right.
And that's what they're trying to do.
But in the same vein, they're trying to win. The players want to win.
Players want to win. Absolutely.
And the coaches want
to win.
Kevin Stefanski
He wants to win every
wants
game.
to win.
Yep.
He can't be going into it thinking
then there's no way that
about next year.
If that's the case, there's no way Joe Flacco ain't jogging out there against Cincinnati.
No way he won't.
No way.
He has to play.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it there.
I got to see it on Tuesday. Oh, I hope he's throwing on Tuesday. Please let it line up that Joe Flacco is throwing on next Tuesday so I can see it.